I understand everything else that you spoke about after that. I've got a domain that you can use and everything. So those are not big issues. But it's a case of how do we find people in the first place? Do you have access to those tools as well?
Yes, I do. Thanks for joining the meeting. How's the day going?
No problem. I'm good. I've got my hubby here because he does this with me, so I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. What's his name?
Adam.
Hey, Alan, how's the day going, man?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. I saw you guys were like traveling. You guys enjoy the trip?
Well, we're forever traveling. So yes, it wasn't bad. This was a local one, so it was quite good. Yeah. So yeah.
So yes, I reached out to you through email and you responded to that. So have you guys tried email marketing or any sort of marketing in the past?
I've not done email marketing at all, to be totally honest with you. It is something that I think I mentioned before that I am looking to do. I am busy looking at the moment at a few options that people have reached out to me. But it's really what the best fit is. That's what I'm looking at, because not everybody does business to consumer, and which is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking from the travel aspect in terms of clients. I'm looking for business partners. So it's really to find the best fit.
Okay, that's great. And you want to target B2C, not B2B.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And you have the lead list, you have the database to send emails, or you want me to take care of that?
Yeah, so I'm looking for the leads. That's the reality. I've got my existing, which I'm working through, but I'm looking for new eyes on my profiles, new eyes coming into the business.
Okay, that's great. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background about my work experience. I've been doing email marketing for like last 6 years, and I did for different clients around the world, and I've worked on different niches. I worked for USA, Canada, Australia, UK, and various other clients, Europe. I worked on agencies who are like doing SEO services, who are selling Facebook marketing, who are like doing job recruitment agencies. And then there's some other agencies like e-commerce. I did email marketing for in this kind of agencies, and I also did email marketing for brokerage business, for financial companies. Those are the business that I work for, and I shared my presentation. I believe you went through that, and this is what I've been doing. And when it comes to email marketing, I have experience using different kind of tools like Klaviyo, Mailchimp, Instantly, Smartlead, or Blimless, Rich Inbox. The most recent and trending tools that people are currently using to send emails. I've experience with sending newsletter, experience with sending bulk email. So I have experience with that. And later on, like I'm familiar with setup process, like from domain to Google Workspace or with Microsoft to set up your sending accounts, the accounts that we are going to use to send emails. And I have experience with that to set up the proper DNS record to make sure your email deliverability. And after that, I am familiar with the lead scraping. There are different kind of tools available like Apollo, Zoom Info, then D7 Lead Finder, and then Store Leads. And once we have the lead, once we have the data, the next step would be verify those leads so that we don't get like there's like bounce rate gonna be a little bit high if we don't verify the leads. And if the bounce rate is high, then that's gonna impact our domain health score, and we don't want that. So once that is done, once the setup process is done, the lead scripting is done, we need to warm up the email accounts that we are going to create, because those are the fresh accounts. And once the email accounts are warmed up, then we can start the campaign. We can launch the campaign. And in the meantime, we will work on the email copywriting, the template, the sequences, so that when we are ready to launch, we don't waste any more time. That's basically the process, and that's basically about my experience. Yes, you guys are welcome. If you have any question, please go ahead.
Okay. I understand everything you were saying. I think where we are in the UK, your privacy laws are quite a lot different. Although the the network marketing side that my wife does also has access to the US market, so we can recruit in the US as well, which may be easier, I think. But we don't have any access to emails currently because of the situation. Can you assist in sourcing those type of things for a US market in order to attract people? I understand everything else that you spoke about after that. I've got a domain that you can use and everything. So those are not big issues. But it's a case of how do we find people in the first place? Do you have access to those tools as well?
Yes, I do. So you want to target US market as well?
Well, the UK market for the individuals is a little bit more difficult. So unless you have a campaign where you're advertising and attracting people to sign up for the mailing list, it's a little bit more difficult.
Have you marketed into the UK before via email?
Yeah, I did for a farm consultancy firm.
Okay. And so then obviously you had to get all those boxes ticked where they can unsubscribe and all the rest of it.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. No, that's fine.
Okay, how would you go about trying to then assist in building a mailing list for us? Because that's really at the stage we're at now, even before we move on to actually emailing out, although we do need to do that at the same time.
Okay, sure,
So
definitely.
what is the next process?
I can definitely help out with that. Like if you ask me to build a list, I would need two things. One thing from you, that the ICP, the target audience that really want to target. I need details. I need the details of their job title, or maybe their how much they're making a year, of their monthly revenue, yearly revenue, their income. I need those details so that I can target those audience according to your requirement.
Okay, that makes sense. That would be the first step. Would be for us to get that information over to you with as much detail as possible, for you then to have a look at that, and then just to come back to us with a cost on how far it would get to stage one, and you can tell us what stage one would be at the end of stage one, for example.
Yeah, sure. I will start working on that as soon as you share me the details. I will start working on that, and once it looks good to you, then definitely we'll start working on the setup process, the tool setup process, and then before we move on to the setup process, then we can discuss about the pricing. Okay.
Okay. I think where my wife is at the moment, she's looking to speak to 5 to 10 people a week.
A day.
A week. Okay, a day. That's up to you. But those are the type of figures that he would need to know in order to know how much to build up the front end of that, to attract that many people. That's fine. Then I think the first stage is for us to get you this information as soon as we can. We can probably get you that in the next hour or two.
Okay,
If that's fine.
that's fine. I'll be
And
waiting for the email.
And then we can have another conversation, because right now we need to build more on the front end than on the back end. I understand everything you were speaking about there and what that process takes. But
What I'll do, if it's okay, because I predominantly market on Facebook. That is my core market that I do on that platform. I mean, I obviously dabble in Instagram and LinkedIn and all the rest of it as well. So from my, just to give you an example, I have two businesses or two companies, but they're partnered together. So I run a travel agency where I sell travel, and I obviously use it for myself. And so I'm okay with that in terms of my marketing on that. So basically, from my side, I've got a opportunity video that I share with people, where I can then send them this video, and then and I'm having quite a bit of success in the new one that I've just had, who the person that brought me into this business, my business partner, has just recorded. So it's something to look at. What I've been doing is reaching out to people and sort of saying this is, and I'll send it to you on an email of what I'm currently sending out, and then sending out the actual link to watch it, and then I follow up with that. So it could be something that you can work in and around. But basically, the end result is I do want to speak to these people, because it's not just anybody that I want in my organization. So, and of course, being specific in terms of I can only get business partners in the UK. They have to be residents of the UK. They have to be residents of the USA if they're in USA, or Republic of Ireland. So there's only those. So I can't get business partners outside of those areas. So that would be one of the criteria, and they have to be 18. So there are basic criteria that they need to fulfill in terms of that. And especially when I bring it back to social media, I can see how active they are on social media, because a lot of people, that are successful in the business use social media. So I would want to look at that as well. So those are kind of key aspects that I've picked up along my journey, and it is about building a relationship with that person once they come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks for explaining that.
So if I send that to you via email, would that be more helpful?
Yeah, I'll be waiting for the email. Just share as much as details as you can, and then I will start working on that. And once I'm done, I will get back to you. I'll send an email to you, and then we'll have our next meeting.
Okay. Yeah. If we can, I think a part of the thing to understand as well, we're part of a whole group. If we can get this thing to work, we can potentially have a lot more clients using your services. Even within our team, we have people that would use your services. We have a very successful team here in the UK, but the US market as well is quite open to us. But we just haven't marketed there. But it would, in terms of everything else, it would be easier. But the US is on a huge growth expansion at the moment as well. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, same here. Thanks for your time as well, and I'm looking forward to talk to you soon.
Perfect. Okay.
But
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, Anne. Bye.